So finally got the pond done. The only thing left to do really is the landscaping, a few little tweaking with some rocks. Got the flagstone grouted today. Got all the fish moved that are going to be in this one. If you've seen the pond before, you can see there's a lot more movement to the waterfall than it was before. There was a lot of leaking behind the rocks. So I wanted to kind of go over the upgrades and what I actually did to the pond. So before, the pond was 4 feet on one end. It went down to 5 feet on the other end. It only had one 3-inch bottom drain, no TPRs. So in the upgrade, I took it to an even 6 feet of water total. That doesn't include the edges from the surface of the water to the bottom drains at 6 feet even. It has two 4-inch aerated Rhino 2 bottom drains. It has a 4-inch Rhino sidewall drain, which is actually a bottom drain that I mounted in the side of the pond just so I can get more water flow in the pond and have an option always. I did add 3 TPRs, 2-inch TPRs by Dreampond. They are the angled ones, which I like. I saw them on Eric Triplett's video. So I put 3 of those in. And they really move the water. When they're turned all the way on, they blow the air from the air domes pretty briskly. Also, if you remember my old pond, the rocks extended below the surface of the water about 8 inches. The fish were getting injured. They come up, they spook, they hit the rocks, and I was getting a lot of cuts and stuff on their heads and around their shoulders and fins. So we took that out, raised the level, so there's no more rock going below the surface. You can see they seem pretty happy down here. They got a lot more water to swim in. An additional upgrade, before, the front of the pond was not level, so that actually was the lowest part of the pond, so I didn't know it, but I had water leaking behind the wall of the pond, going under the patio or the deck, causing some settling. So to remedy that, I added a 2-inch drain line in the back of the skimmer. So that is actually what, and there's a elbow inside that I can rotate, and that's what helped me keep the water at the level I want. But intentionally, now the water drains out of the pond through that drain line down to the filtration area and out the same drains that the filters backwash out of. So coming around to the filtration, the 2 bottom drains are feeding a new Aquaforte III Seive, maybe 3 Seive, and then that sidewall drain is feeding my old Seive. I replaced the Seive that had a crack in it. I was just kind of tired of slow leak, so the Aquaforte moves more water anyway. It actually moves a lot more than I thought it did. Just to show you a redundancy, during the renovation, back up so you don't have to hit that pump. During the renovation, I had the fish in the upper pond, and that's where they stayed while I did the main pond. And I was able to run them on this bead filter and the shower up top, and they never really missed their bio. They never really missed their mechanical filtration. They didn't eat during the whole renovation, or very little during the renovation, just to keep them safe and keep the water parameters in check. But for redundancy, so this Seive that feeds the sidewall, it is also the same system that's pulling the skimmer. So I have it dialed back to kind of control the skimmer. But that system also has the ability to cut over to that 2-inch pipe, which is the bottom drain to the top pond, so it'll be direct suction, and then to that TPR, that white handle there is a TPR to the top. So if I needed to cut over and run that system independent, I can run it without having to skip a beat. Just turn off those TPRs, open up that bottom drain, turn off the skimmer and stuff down here, and be able to run them independent. Here is the air pump that I got. It's a Metalla Heiko, I think it's Heiko 80. And you can see the valves there. I got lucky. They're wide open and they control the domes pretty perfectly. Got a lot of movement going with them. I think the fish are having to get used to that much water moving. So we're gonna go up top and just take a quick glance at the top pond, because that's where the male fish and the smaller fish or toe side will stay, and they can be fed a little different. So they get this 3,000 gallons up here, but they seem happy. Not many males. A couple of them are going to be rehomed, but there's a couple in there that I really like, and it's a nice place to put the toe side so I can feed them different and not have to worry about them fighting for food with the big girls. A lot of people were asking about the head pressure that I deal with my filtration system. So the main pond is down there, and you can see where the patio is even further down than the pond. There's a waterfall that goes down from the top pond to the bottom. So if you got down level with this top pond and just keep going, you can see how much higher this pond is than down there at the house. And back down there in the corner, down the hill, is where the filtration is. So it's pushing about 45 feet up this hill. So it's quite a bit of incline that it's having to work against to get the job done. But that is the system. Got everything up and running. I'm happy with it. Thanks to everybody that gave me advice as I went through and upgraded everything. I really appreciate it. Too many people to name. But anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video.